Urgent Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Pittsburgh Steelers updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, folks, today we've got some explosive news that's shaking up the NFL world, and, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers universe. If you thought this offseason was intense, hold on, because what just happened is nothing short of a blockbuster. The Steelers, yes, the team known for their tough, physical style and legendary defense, just made a surprising move that's reverberating across the league. They traded away a rising star at wide receiver, George Pickens, along with a 7th-round pick in 2027, in exchange for a couple of draft picks, specifically a 3rd-round pick in 2026 and a 5th-round pick in 2027. Now, at face value, that might seem like a typical draft move, but knowing the Steelers and their approach, this was anything but ordinary. People in the NFL circles are calling it a shocker. Why? Because George Pickens is one of the most talented young receivers in the league. The guy is a freak, athletic, a great route runner, and with a catching radius that's almost unfair. His potential is sky high, and many fans and analysts alike believed he was destined to be a cornerstone of the Steelers' offense for years to come. So, why would Pittsburgh, a team that's been building around their young talent, decide to part ways with him? Well, the answer is complex, but it boils down to a strategic shift. The Steelers, under head coach Mike Tomlin and GM Omar Khan, have been focused on building a team that can contend immediately, not just in the future. They're looking for consistency, proven production, and perhaps a bit more veteran presence to complement their core. Now, let's talk about the other side of this deal, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys, after a somewhat underwhelming season last year, are clearly making moves to bolster their receiving core. They had a glaring void opposite CeeDee Lamb, a position that's been a bit of a headache for them in recent years. Lamb is a superstar, no doubt, but the team needed someone to step up and take some pressure off him. Enter George Pickens. His athletic profile and big play potential make him an ideal fit in Dallas. The Cowboys see him as a guy who can develop into a true WR1 or at least a reliable WR2. So, this move makes a lot of sense for them, especially considering the draft capital involved, picking up Pickens at a relatively modest price. But what does this mean for the league overall, especially for the Steelers roster? Well, it opens up a lot of questions about their receiving core. As of now, Pittsburgh's wide receivers are a bit of a mixed bag. Calvin Austin III showed flashes last season, but he's still unproven as a full-time starter. Robert Woods is a solid veteran, but he's coming off injuries and isn't exactly the gamebreaker he used to be. Scotty Miller and Ben Skowronek are more role players than true difference makers. So, with Pickens gone, the Steelers are in the market for a reliable, veteran presence, someone who can step in and immediately contribute. And that brings us to a very interesting name that's been floated around lately, Keenan Allen. The veteran receiver from the Los Angeles Chargers has been on the open market since March, and many thought he might be on the move somewhere else. Now, with Pittsburgh making this bold move, the possibility of Allen landing there has gained even more traction. Why? Because Allen, at 33, still has a lot to offer. He's a crafty route runner, an excellent separator, and possesses some of the most secure hands in the league. Last season with the Bears, Allen finished with 70 catches on 121 targets for 744 yards and 7 touchdowns, nothing earth-shattering, but consistent. Over his career, he's amassed nearly 1,000 receptions, over 11,000 yards, and 66 touchdowns. Not bad at all for a player who's been a key piece for the Chargers for years. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, isn't Allen past his prime? Well, yes, he's not the elite receiver he once was, but he's still a reliable, savvy veteran who can help stabilize an offense. And let's be honest, the Steelers need that kind of presence. They made a big splash last offseason by acquiring DK Metcalf and giving him a monster extension, signaling their commitment to competing now. But the truth is, they're still searching for that second reliable target, someone to take some pressure off George Pickens or whoever steps into that role now. Keenan Allen could be that guy. He's a player who can create separation, run precise routes, and make tough catches in traffic, traits that are valuable in any offense, especially one that's trying to establish consistency. And here's another layer to all of this. The Steelers have been one of the more talked about teams this offseason because of all the drama surrounding their quarterback situation. Will it be Kenny Pickett leading the charge this year? Or will they make a move in the draft or free agency to upgrade the position? The uncertainty about their QB situation adds a layer of intrigue to everything they're doing roster-wise. Bringing in a veteran receiver like Allen could serve as a safety net for their young QB, helping him develop and providing some much-needed stability on offense. Let's not forget that the Steelers have always been a team that values tough, gritty players, guys who can block, make contested catches, and play with a relentless attitude. Keenan Allen, with his route-running prowess and reliable hands, fits that mold perfectly. And at 33, he still has some good football left in him. He's not just a possession receiver, he's a guy who can stretch the field and make big plays when needed. Plus, his experience and leadership qualities would be invaluable in the Steelers' locker room, especially with a young core of players like Pickens, Calvin Austin, and others trying to find their way. Of course, nothing is guaranteed yet. The Steelers have been cautious in free agency this offseason, and no official deal has been announced for Allen. But the signs are pointing toward a real possibility. Teams are always looking to add veteran leadership, especially at the wide receiver position, and Allen's fit with the Steelers makes a lot of sense from a strategic standpoint. He's not just a stopgap, he could be a key piece in their offensive puzzle if everything lines up. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. The NFL landscape is constantly shifting, and moves like these, trading young talent for draft capital or veteran signings, are part of the game. The Steelers, with their rich history of winning and developing talent, have shown they're not afraid to make bold decisions when it comes to building a championship-ready roster. Their defense remains one of the best in the league, and now, they're trying to bolster their offense to match that level of excellence. Looking ahead, fans are naturally wondering, how will this impact the upcoming season? Will George Pickens thrive in Dallas? Will Keenan Allen end up in Pittsburgh and help turn the offense into a more balanced, dangerous unit? The NFL offseason is full of surprises, and this is just the beginning of what could be an exciting chapter for the Steelers. The draft is around the corner, and there are still plenty of free agents out there who could fit into this puzzle. The team's front office has a reputation for being shrewd and strategic, so don't be surprised if they have some more tricks up their sleeve. And let's not overlook the importance of the coaching staff. Mike Tomlin is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, and he's known for maximizing the talent he has. If they do bring in a veteran receiver like Allen, it'll be up to the coaching staff to integrate him smoothly into their system, which emphasizes physicality, discipline, and versatility. The Steelers' offensive coordinator and offensive line coach will play crucial roles in making this transition work, especially since they want to see Kenny Pickett take a big leap forward this year. In the end, this move signifies a broader philosophy shift for the Steelers. They're no longer just building for the future, they're trying to contend now. It's about finding that perfect balance between youth and experience, and making strategic moves to maximize their chances of returning to the playoffs and, who knows, maybe even competing for the Super Bowl. The NFL is a league of small margins, and sometimes one veteran signing or one bold trade can make all the difference. So, Steelers fans, keep your eyes peeled. This offseason has already been full of surprises, and with the draft approaching, the next few weeks could bring even more excitement. Will Keenan Allen wear black and gold? Will they draft that explosive receiver they've been eyeing? Or will they make another bold trade? Whatever happens, one thing is certain, the Pittsburgh Steelers are not resting on their laurels, and they're doing everything they can to put a competitive team on the field this year. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Do you think Allen would be a perfect fit? Or do you believe they should focus on developing their young guys? Either way, your voice counts. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This team is always in the news, always moving, and always fighting for that next victory. Thanks for sticking around, and let's keep the conversation going.